Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV Business. We are once again joined by Kevin Stansfield, an award-winning business coach and published author. Kevin, thank you for joining us once again.
Great to be back, thank you.
So Kevin, we asked some people in our industry, what would you like to know about business? What can Kevin help with? And there's a few ideas, and time management seemed to be one that was quite popular. Yep. And I thought, okay, that's a good one because I think it can help all of us. It's definitely, when we worked together a few years ago, that definitely helped me. And so I thought we would start with that. I think it affects everybody, including Ken. Yeah. Ken, in your book. Kevin has written a book, as I say. He's a published author. And I've read it. It's a nice book. It's a nice story of becoming an entrepreneur, and it's based on. Do you want to talk a little bit about your book? I know you talked about it last time, but just want to tell people very quickly about your book.
Well, it's based on my father's journey. So my father had a business back in the 80s. He grew it, but unfortunately for him, it failed. And I wanted to write a book that was a bit of a homage to him, but also learning the lessons that I've learned over the past 20 odd years of working with businesses, and to actually give him a happy ending. So at the end of this book, he actually sells his business and becomes financially free, which is the real main aim for anybody in business, is to build a business that works without them, to eventually they have a choice whether they work in it or not, but with a view that it could be sold at some point in the future.
Okay, but no, it's a great book, and it gives you some guidance from, even if you've just started your business, it helps you from there.
It's really about the mental. I mean, it's called How to Survive the Roller Coaster Ride, because that's what running a business is. You know, the ups and downs. You know, the ups are great, and the downs are sort of, you know, you think the world's coming to an end. But it's just a business. You know, it's just a game that we have to play with an end game in sight.
But if you do want to have a read of it, you can get it on Amazon, can't you?
On Amazon or thebigdipperbook.com.
There you go. Highly recommend it. So anyway, back to time management. Where do we start, Kevin? Where do we start with time management?
I mean, the first thing you've got to start is, if anybody out there has time management challenges, you're not alone, because it's probably the most common trait for anybody in business. I'd say probably anybody in any walk of life, but if we're focusing on business people, you know, everybody says there's not enough time to do what I want to do. So the first thing we have to realize is you're 100% right. There is not enough time to do everything you want to do, and you cannot manage time. You get 24 hours every day. Richard Branson gets 24 hours a day. Alan Sugar gets 24 hours a day. It's what we do with that time that is the most important. Okay. So understanding that and accepting it is the first thing. You know, once you've accepted it and said, look, I can't get everything done, then you're on the way to actually being able to manage what you do in the time that you have. Really take a look at your life, you know, where you want to be, what is important to you. Okay? Because, you know, business is just a part of your life. You've got family, you've got, you know, a social life, you've got hobbies, you've got things that you want to do. You put the sort of word out, and one of the questions was about, is my business a hobby?
That's right. We
that one?
we met somebody, and this lady thought her husband thought what she was doing was just a bit of a hobby, but she actually managed to grow it quite a lot, and he was like, oh, hello, what's going on here?
You've got to ignore the naysayers. If you want it and you can visualize what it is, then go for it. You know, but one of the key things to understand is, if you want that, you've got to understand how much time you've got to deliver what you want to achieve. And can I show you a little?
Please do.
Example of this. So, and if you've got bits of paper and a pen at home, do this right now. Okay, don't look at it and then come back to it, because you won't. You know, grab a piece of paper now, get a pen, and just do what I'm going to ask you here.
Feel free to pause.
Pause now. Go away,
get a piece of paper and a pen.
Come back. Okay.
And do it. Okay.
So with your piece of paper, what I want you to do is just draw a couple of axes. Okay. And down here we've got 24, and up here we've got 80. So this represents the 24 hours in a day that we all have, and on average the life expectancy of a relatively fit human being at the moment. Okay. Now, the next thing to do is say, right, we'll do this with you, if that's all right, Greg.
Okay.
So you could be a little guinea pig, but do this yourself. So we've got 24 hours in the day. How many hours a day do you like to sleep? Do you need to sleep?
Do I like to sleep and need to sleep? And sleep that I actually get?
Yeah.
I think let's optimistically go for 8 hours.
8 hours, okay. That's about the average. They say you don't need 8 hours, but I definitely think I'd need 8 hours. So the first thing to do is do a vertical line here at 60.
Yeah.
Okay, so these 8 hours here are where you're generally going to be sleeping. Okay, so you've lost those already. Okay, they're gone. You can't do anything with those because you'll be asleep.
Okay.
Yeah. Worried at the moment? No, still plenty of time. There's plenty of white space here. Okay.
That's only a third. That's fine.
That's only a third. So the next thing to do is, right, if I can be so bold and say, how old are you?
I'm 22.
22?
Yeah, okay, maybe not.
And the rest?
Okay, 49.
In dog years?
49.
49, okay.
I'm proud.
So we're just sort of over halfway here, so we're looking around about 49 here. We draw another line.
Okay.
Okay, so whatever age you are, for those that are younger, then, God, I wish we could go back and turn the clock back.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, Greg, that's gone as well. A little bit more worried at the moment.
Getting a little bit
tighter.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at about the business, not about your life, but just in the business. So for me, a business is a commercial product enterprise that will eventually work without you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's there to do something, which is generally to earn enough money for you at some point in the future to be financially free. Now, not everyone is going to be their only route to that. You'll have pensions, you'll have property portfolios, etc. But a business gives you a great chance to build it so that you can, at some point, retire.
Yeah.
Okay. And retirement is not the day you stop work, because I know you love working and you'd like to be involved in probably the business until you're 80.
Yeah.
But at some point, you want to be financially free. So you want to have enough money that where you don't have to work.
Okay.
Okay. So what sort of age would that be?
Whether I want to stop work or just where
you want to
I'd
have
like to be able to
choice to work.
Okay.
But you don't have to work. Because at the moment, you and we have to work.
Yeah.
If we don't work, then the family starve and stuff like
Absolutely.
that. So, but at some point, we want to be able to choose. We generally call it retirement. Okay.
Let's say 60. Let's say 60.
So 60. Okay. So if we're looking here, so we've got about 10 years. Okay.
Okay.
So we draw another line here because this point here, you don't want to have to work. So we have...
That's not a lot, is it?
It's not a lot. And this is the reality of it, okay? Because we still think like we were as kids, where we've got the whole life ahead of us.
I didn't want you to come here and worry me. Okay.
Okay, but the thing is, that's still 10 years. That's still 10 years times 16 hours a day that we have available to us.
Yeah.
But you can start to see now, if everything you want to get done, you're trying to put into this area here, it ain't going to happen. Okay, so the first thing around time management is to accept that. Okay, is to be okay with that. It might still be a bit worrying, but if you've got to understand that that's what it is. So therefore, I've got that amount of time to do what I need to get done.
Okay.
So we go back to the thing with is my business a hobby or is it a business? Yeah. The lady that sort of said that is, you get to decide. But if you're going to decide it is a business, then what type of business is it? Yeah. Okay. Is it a business that turns over 100,000, 50,000, 500,000, 5 million, 20 million?
Yeah.
Okay. The fundamental thing, I think we talked about this in my last interview, was having a goal of what you want your business to look like, to feel like, what your role is, what you do. That is the number one most important thing to success.
Okay.
If you don't have that, then all you end up with is a hobby, perhaps, or a job where you're just doing the same old thing, getting the same old result, and wasting more and more this time rather than going for something. So if you said, I want to build a business that turns over £1 million. Yeah, that I could then sell and then retire to give me my financial freedom, great. Well, we've got 10 years to do that. Then we work backwards, and then we have to have a plan that then gives you your priority of what you need to get done.
So you talk about planning there. That's obviously one of the big things you've got to do, particularly if you've only got that narrow margin. So, You've definitely managed to scare me, so thank you for that. But that goes back to what we talked about last time, and you have to plan. You have to, even if you're down here, you still want to plan. You might have a bit more time.
If we could both go back to here, and we knew this at 18, 20, you know, but I'm sure our parents told us, but did we listen?
Probably didn't. No,
of course
not
we
at
don't.
all.
So this is, you know, even if we're a bit too late to achieve everything we could have achieved, then what we need to make sure is our kids.
We're not too late, Kevin. We're not too late. Don't tell me that.
You're right. But
we're not too late.
I shouldn't say that. But if we could have, if we can pass this on to the next generation, and they can get that. I mean, I've coached young guys and girls in business in their sort of late teens, early 20s that get this.
Yeah.
They understand. And so this for them is here.
Yeah.
That's when they want to be financially free.
Yeah.
So they want to be able to do whatever they want to do for the next 40 years.
Yeah.
Not the last 20.
Yeah.
This was really brought home with my father, Ken, which was a bit about the book that he went through this. That's when he died.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he only had 5 years, and those weren't great 5 years. So life is so precious that we've got to be focused on what's important to us. So family and ourselves. Business is just a part of that, and being clear what part it plays in our life.
Yeah.
But it has the ability to give you enjoyment because you enjoy it. But sometimes we convince ourselves that business is our life, but it's not our life. Our life is outside of business.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when we're playing the game of business, we want to enjoy it and play the best we can play.
So we've got that amount of time,
Yeah.
and you have that amount of time no matter where you are. You've got that amount of time, and we talked about planning it. You can look at the video from last time, and so you've planned it. So you've got to then manage that time.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe if I give you some questions,
Yeah.
some of the things that people have said or asked or suggested, maybe you can give us some solutions, some ideas as to what people would be able to do. So the first one, I relate to this. My to-do list is never ending.
Okay.
What can I do?
A to-do list should be a big long list. Okay. You should have somewhere all the things you want to do.
Yeah.
And that's good because you've taken it out of your mind and you've put it down so that you can now process it.
Yeah.
Okay. What people then forget is the prioritization. Okay, is actually looking at that list, and then every week, I would say, once a week, you go through that list and say, right, what are the 5 things I need to achieve, not to do, to achieve the outcomes this week?
Okay.
Yeah. So choose the stuff you can get done, focus on that, and get it done.
Yeah.
What most people do is the big long list. They start one thing, get halfway through that, they go, oh God, I've got to do that one. They start on another thing. They start on another thing. So at the end of the week, they've started 10 things, but they've never achieved one.
Yeah.
So then the motivation drops because it's, I don't get anything done. I don't finish anything. So we end up with lots of things started, but nothing completed.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reality is people overestimate what they can get done in a week, but underestimate what they can get done in a year.
Yeah.
Because if you did one thing, just one of things on your to-do list every week, in a year, you'd have done 52 of them. How long is your to-do list?
It's not that long. It's probably got maybe 30 things on it. Some of those have been on there for a long time.
Yeah.
Some have been on there since today. I actually did something myself that based on when we were together, based on that one thing, just do one thing.
Yeah.
And I bought one of these calendars. It's just a basic calendar, and you've just got 5 columns.
Okay.
And so each day, you've got a day is just a line. Each day I put one thing, I try and put one thing in there, and then I've got supplementary things.
Yeah.
But I want to achieve that one thing. And that's worked really well for me.
That's the big thing. People go on time management courses and you can, read tons of books on it. The essence of it comes down to something simple that works for you, but keeps you disciplined. Because they say there's only 2 pains in life. The pain of discipline and the pain of regret.
Yeah.
So you've got to choose which one of those you're prepared to live with. You're prepared to get to this time and go, if only, yeah, or are you prepared to do what it takes to get it done?
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about a marathon, you know, if you wanted to run a marathon, you've either got to do the discipline of the training to be able to run a marathon, or you have the regret of never running a marathon.
Yeah.
Now, I learned to live with a regret of not running a marathon.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with that.
You know, you've still got time to do it.
But I have no interest in doing it whatsoever.
Well, that's different then. How can you live with a regret if you have no interest in it? It's not.
But that's it. But I've chosen.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the case. Now, some people out there would look, you know, I don't want to finish my life never having to run it.
Yeah.
So therefore, you've got to have the pain of the discipline.
Okay.
Exactly the same in a business. Are you willing to live with the pain of growing a business to whatever you want it to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or have the regret of not actually achieving it.
I saw a clip recently on Facebook, and it was Will Smith. I don't know if you've seen this clip.
Yes,
I think
I did.
Talking about exactly this, exactly discipline. And he said, "Will," his fans say, "Will, we want to be just like you. We want to be an actor." And he says, "I know that 99% of those people will never ever get it because they will not do what they have to do in order to get to where I am." And I thought it was absolutely true. It's
exactly that. And that's why 98% of businesses won't make it to 10 years out there. Yeah, just won't make it because they're not willing to do what it takes. Now, some will be unlucky. You know, it's just, it's like if you were trying to, be a footballer and you break a leg. Some things outside your control. But for everybody else, most people won't make it, not because they don't have the capability, or the market won't allow them to be. It's just because they're not willing to do what it takes. And part of that is actually setting goals, having a plan, and educating themselves. Because education, as I said last time, that is the key thing. We were talking earlier about, some of your guys, will go out to courses and they'll go and invest in their knowledge and they'll come back with new ideas and they'll apply those new ideas. And guess what? They become successful. And other people go, I can't afford to go, can't afford to go on that course. I can't afford the time or the money to go and do these things. And guess what? They stay exactly where they are. So these are the key things. And these comes back to what's the priorities? If education and knowledge is a priority, you will put time, effort and money to doing that.
So it's a little bit, you succeed where you focus is really what you're saying. So if we say tip number one is choose one thing. So one thing at a time.
One thing at a time. Be focused on what your priorities are and actually, work on those.
Okay. All right, let me read something else out. Okay, a lot of the people in our industry, they either work from home, they work on their own, so it's not a large business. They might have started as a hobby, as we discussed before, and then it's grown somewhat, but it's still them. A lot of people have other responsibilities. So I work from home, but as soon as I've dropped the kids off, I'm torn between doing jobs like doing the washing, food shopping, sourcing new energy suppliers, whatever it might be, and getting on and trying to build the business because I've got all that to do. Time runs away with me. 1 minute I'm answering messages on Facebook. The next is time to do the school run. I feel I'm firefighting. Well, what do we do with that situation?
I mean, the first thing to understand with this is if we want to make change in ourselves, the first thing we have to have is self-awareness. So the good thing about this person is they're actually aware that there's a problem. Same with if you've been to Alcoholics Anonymous, don't have to say, but when you go to Alcoholics Anonymous, the first thing you have to do is stand up and say, I'm an alcoholic. They're looking for you to admit that you have a problem. So the first thing with time management is to admit to yourself, and preferably somebody else, because it really does, problem shared is a problem halved, is to say, look, I have a problem around this. If you think that that's what being in business is, and you convince yourself that this is what it is, and the worst thing is small owner-managed people that work by themselves or in small teams, they hang around together and they all reinforce that what they're doing, that's their life. So they say, I'm like that as well. So that's okay then. That's okay. So they're basically hanging around alcoholics saying, we're not alcoholics. We don't have a drink problem. Drink. So the first thing to do is go, I have a time management problem. Okay, that's number one.
Yeah.
Second thing is, once we've done that, then is to really have the tool to help with priority. Because I can sit here and go, you got to prioritise.
Yeah.
And that's, for me, it's nice and easy. Just prioritise. Yeah, great. Well done, Kevin. That's great. How the hell do I prioritise? So I'm going to, hopefully everyone's got that down. So there's a couple of little tools that we can use to help us with this. Again, for me, it is about keep it simple, stupid, KISS. Yeah. If it's simple, then I can do something with it. I can use it. If it's complicated, then it's very, very.
I'm all about the simple, Kevin. I'm all about the simple.
I have heard. So when we look at this, this came from a guy called Stephen Covey, wrote a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He studied the most successful people of his time and found 7 common traits. Okay. There's a number of those. One is sharpen the saw, which is they were into continual learning. So we've already talked about that one. Another one was how they manage their time and how they get priority in their life. Okay. And he looked at it and said, there's 4 quadrants that we have to time fits into. There's urgency, okay, and importance. Okay, so something is either urgent or important, or a combination of both.
Okay.
Now, how do we know if something's urgent or not?
You just have to get it done. There's some,
Have to get it done because
somebody has come to you saying, I need this, or can I have that?
A little bit deep in that. So something's really urgent. It has to be done because there's a consequence of not getting it done right now.
Okay.
So the consequence is real. Consequence is going to happen. So a bit like picking the kids up from school.
Yeah.
It becomes urgent. When you're 2 hours late.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a consequence that the kids might walk home, or they did walk home. Can't have a kid walking home these days, as we were talking about earlier. So there's an urgency to it.
Yeah.
Now, the urgency generally comes from the outside world, so it's put on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The tax has to be paid, the VAT has to be paid by a certain date. Therefore, there's an urgency because there's a deadline that's outside imposed.
Yeah.
Okay. So most urgency comes from the outside imposing on us. So it's nice and simple. It's clear we can understand that.
Okay.
Okay. What about importance? How do I know if something's important or not?
Is it making a difference in your life?
Is it making a difference in what way? Because there's lots of things that make a difference in my life.
Yeah.
But how do I know if it's an important difference?
I don't know. Why don't you tell us? Tell us what's important.
See, importance comes back to what we said in the last one and earlier on, is what are our goals? See, something's important if it's on our goal list, if it's helping us achieve our goal.
Okay.
So we have a business goal, therefore we can identify importance.
Yeah.
We have a personal goal, we have a fitness goal, we have every important area of our life that means something to us, there should be a goal set for it, which dictates our level of importance.
Okay.
Anything that is in low importance and low urgency, okay, is, I'm going to get this right, is a distraction. Okay, so it's not important and it's not urgent. It doesn't have to be done now. There's no consequence, and it's not important. It's not helping me achieve my goal. So give me some examples of things in your sort of world. Let's keep it to the business that become distractions.
Somebody comes in and they've got a little dog, and you want to say hello to the dog.
Okay,
that's a distraction.
That's a distraction. So watching YouTube channels. Not this one, obviously.
Other YouTube,
this is very, very important.
Channels.
But you click on one YouTube channel to watch this, and then you've got all the other things, and you'll suddenly be clicking into some strange thing, and then you'll waste 15 minutes watching something that's not important. It's not urgent. You've just been distracted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so the world is against you on this. The world is trying to pull you away. It's trying to say, nice, shiny, bright thing over here, come over here. And our brains are set up that they feed off those distractions. They're looking for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to have the discipline to say no. I'm not going to be sidetracked by that stuff. And we need to reduce this as much as we possibly can.
Okay.
So coming back to our awareness, we need to be aware when this happens. Because if we're not aware, this could fill up very, very easily.
Okay.
Okay. So we need to get rid of the distractions in life, be aware what they are and what we're susceptible to.
I sometimes get distracted and you just click on your email and then you click on something else, do something else, I'll click on your email again. And it becomes a distraction. I'll just respond to that email.
Yep.
When in fact, it's not on the urgency scale at all. It's just, I'll get that out of the way. So even something as simple as checking your email 5 times an hour.
Email is the worst one for this.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want a tip to solve all your email problems?
Yes.
Yeah. I on average now get probably about 10 emails a day.
Okay.
Would you like to have just 10 emails a day?
I would love to have just 10 emails a day.
So do you run Outlook?
Yes.
Yep. So on Outlook, you can set up folders.
Yeah.
And you can set up rules.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, going back to this, urgency important. Every single email, you need to set up a rule and put it into a folder.
Okay.
Okay. So I've got, for me, most of my distraction emails are holiday fun stuff. So, holidays I am interested in. I don't want to unsubscribe to these. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The only thing that comes into my inbox are important stuff and urgent stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So that stays on there. So anything from the tax man, stays in there, which is quite important and quite urgent. Anything to do with clients and anything from my team.
Yeah.
Okay. And on average now, that's about 10 emails a day. Once I set this up, I sat there thinking my email was broken. If I am sitting there thinking, well, I've got 5 minutes to kill, cup of coffee, I just click on my marketing box or my fun and I just have a look through all of those things. If anything catches my eye, I'll look at it. Yeah, but I'm in control.
Yeah.
It's not in control of me.
Yeah. That's a really good tip.
Okay. So you can have that on for free.
Thank you.
So our first thing is low importancy, low urgency.
Yeah.
Now our next point really is low importancy but high urgency. So now it's urgent, but it's not important to me.
What sort of things would that be?
I was going to ask you that question. So
I got in first, Kevin.
So this is what we call delusion. Okay, so we delude ourselves that we're busy. So if it's not important to me, who's it important to?
Other people.
Other people. Okay, so it's other people's important stuff that becomes urgent and needs to be done now.
Okay.
Okay, so can you think of an example in your work where
pressure.
Other people's important. It's not important to you for your goals as the business owner.
I get that a lot from the team. Oh, Greg, can I talk to you about this? Greg, can I talk to you about that? Yeah. That's what I get.
Yeah. So it would be important to them, but it's still relatively important. It's not unimportant, but it's just not what is on your most important radar list of what you need to get done a day. So what we find with most smaller business people that have small teams is, they'll come in 2 hours early to get their stuff done.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll then spend 9 till 5 dealing with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they'll spend another 2 hours in the evening going back to what's important to them.
Are you spying on me? Is that what you're doing?
It's not just you, it's not just your audience. Everybody has these challenges.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we delude ourselves that we're busy, that we're working 40, 50, 60. There's one guy I met the other day doing 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
Just deluded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he was doing other people's work. So there's a fantastic book, which I think you've read, which is The 1 Minute Manager Meets the Monkey.
Yeah.
And he talks about having monkeys. So we come in the day with the monkeys on our back. Yeah. And our job as the business owner or, director of our business is to come in and then pass the monkeys out to everybody else. Mm-hmm. So they deal with their monkeys and our monkeys. We sit there with no monkeys on our back so we can think and plan and strategize or go and do what we want to do. Yeah. But that doesn't happen, does it? We come in with our monkeys.
We try.
We do try, but most people come in with their monkeys. Yeah. During the day, they're chuck monkeys from all of their team members. So by 5 o'clock, they've got this menagerie of monkeys. Is it a menagerie of monkeys? I don't know.
I don't know.
Whatever it is.
A troop of monkeys, is it? I'm not sure.
Perhaps you can comment below and tell us what it is. So we get all these monkeys at 5 o'clock, and then we spend the next 2-3 hours actually dealing with all the monkeys that we've got, so that tomorrow we only come in with half of those monkeys again, Yeah, and by the Friday, we've still got loads, which is why we end up working the weekends.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got to reduce this, and actually teach people to deal with their own monkeys, to not, come to me, or control when they do.
Yeah.
Because at the moment they're controlling when they come to you, rather than you saying, right, train your team to actually only come to you at certain times to deal with things. Now, if somebody knows they can't deal with their problem until 10 o'clock tomorrow, what happens most of the time?
Gets forgotten, or
Gets forgotten because it's actually not
because it's not that
important.
Yeah.
Okay, it was at the time, but it's not that important. Or
you tell me.
Or they can't wait.
All right.
So they sort it out themselves. Because most problems that we face when we run a business with team is actually, if they put some thought to it, they'd solve it themselves.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a very important thing that's a life or death situation, then yes, they should be able to interrupt you. But that happens so rarely. Okay, but we sit there, we have this open door policy where people come in and they come in and distract us all the time, and we delude ourselves that we're busy, but actually we're just badly training our team to deal with their own problems, deal with their own monkeys.
Yeah.
There's 3 stages of business. The first stage is you invest your time to make money.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the hard work bit. Yeah. Then you go into a phase of investing your money to buy yourself back time. Okay, because time is your most precious asset. Once time is gone, as we saw on the previous diagram, is gone. Yeah. If you invest money and you've still got time to earn more money back.
Yeah.
Okay, and these are the things that we need to understand that are in the book. About how we grow businesses and why, if we're going to turn our hobby business into a business, we have to commit to doing that. Otherwise, the best advice I can give everyone out there: keep it as a hobby.
Yeah.
Keep it as a hobby, enjoy it, but don't think about taking it into being a business, because the transition is tough. That's where you need the discipline. You need to learn these skills. That's the dangerous ground in the middle. Once you get to the end result, it's great. Okay, so you're either small, or you go not big, but you build a business that can work without you.
Okay.
Okay.
So, take us to the important quadrants.
So we're going to the point. So the first one is something that's important and urgent. Okay. So this is what we call demand. Okay. So this is firefighting. This is true. What your person said. I'm always firefighting. Well. What happens is we delude ourselves because actually they think firefighting is distraction, delusion. But if we cut that out, it's urgent and it's important. There's a consequence of it not happening now, and it's important to achieve our goals.
Okay.
But the question again, because I like asking questions, being a coach, is why is it now urgent? It was always important, but why is it now urgent?
Because you've not dealt with it earlier.
Because I didn't do it because I was too busy doing this.
Yeah.
So if we get rid of this, so we reduce this, so this comes down, we get rid of that, but we never get rid of this completely, but we reduce it. We create more space to deal with this stuff before it gets urgent. So therefore we're not missing deadlines, we're not up against it, or we're not letting people down, we're not late for meetings, late for the kids' shows.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not missing tax deadlines, VAT deadlines, because we're in control.
So it's a bit like when you're a student and you leave it to the last minute to get your assignment in.
Yep.
If you've done it way before, you've effectively got more time to relax, to do what you want to do. So that leaves one more quadrant.
Yep.
I guess you're going to tell me that's the quadrant you want to be in.
This is the quadrant we want to be in. And in business terms, we call this working on the business, not working in. This is all working in the business.
Yeah.
This is our time to think, our time to do what we know is the most important thing because we've prioritized it, that is going to actually move us forwards. So Covey called this the zone. This is being in the zone.
Yeah.
So this is being in control of what you do, and having the time to actually dedicate to it. If I come into the office, I'm always going to be here. So I have an office at home where if I've got this stuff to do, I'll just say, I'm not coming in today. I'll have the morning off, or I'll come in a few hours later. I'll go home a few hours earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to create the environment which allows me to do this.
So if we go back to our our question here, somebody works from home, but they drop the kids off, then loading the washing machine, food shopping, new energy suppliers, dealing with business inquiries, let alone developing the business, time runs away with me, and then it's the school run again. If each of those, you basically put them in one of these, and that will give you the very clear knowledge of where you should be prioritising.
It's again, awareness is the first step. Our memories aren't great, so write it down. So do a time audit. Yeah, so very, very simple. Just put down the 5 or family time, working on the business, customer time, preparation, whatever it is. There'll be 5 or 6 categories that you can pretty much pigeonhole your life into, or certainly your day-to-day life. Okay. Then at the end of the day, or if you want to do it a couple of times during the day, just have a think. 4 hours I've spent, where did I spend them? And just make a note of that each day for probably about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. And then overlay that with this. Okay. Then you'll start to see the patterns, what the patterns in your life, what's happening, what were my distractions, what were my delusions, why am I firefighting?
So if you're disciplined to record what it is you're doing, you'll then be able to put that into here, and you'll be able to come up with a plan. I think a lot of this, and a lot of what we talked about last time, is writing stuff down. It's putting it on paper. It's
getting it out of here.
Exactly, yeah. And then you look at it and you think, oh wow, okay.
It's a bit, your brain is just a computer. So, do you remember the old Windows 3.1 days?
Not at all, Kevin. That's way before my time. Yes, I remember.
But even now, computers, as they fill up with data, they slow down.
Yeah.
So if your brain is full of the 101 things you've got to do, it's going to slow down. Yeah. Now, you either go through a reboot system, which generally is a nervous breakdown, and probably not best sort of gone for.
Yeah.
Or we have to learn to get this out of here, down. It frees up so much space for me to think, and that's the real key to success in business.
What I'd like to do, I've got a couple more, and I just want to run through these, because I think what's going to happen after you've shown us this and talked about these things will probably be very obvious now what to do. So
we'll see how good you've learned then.
Okay, although my customers write lovely reviews, I feel as though I'm not rewarded like I was when I was employed. There's no appraisal, no pay rise, no staff perks, no team banter, etc. I guess that's the prioritising of what's important to you again.
I think it is. I mean, the reason I sort of quite liked that question, and I sort of put it, thought we should deal with it today, because running a business is lonely. It can be one of the loneliest things you'll ever do.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't get feedback. You can ask clients for feedback, but if you rely on that to decide how you feel, then good luck with that.
Yeah.
Because a 5-star ratings will make you feel good. The first 2-star rating you get, you'd be suicidal.
Yeah.
Okay. A rating is just a rating.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just feedback. It's not you. Your business. Your business isn't an extension of you.
Yeah.
It's just a business.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got to be careful not to get too emotionally attached.
Okay.
To it. So there is this thing of we're playing this game, the game called business, a game that has no natural rules of the game, no scoring system. So it's a bit like opening a box of your Monopoly set, laying it all out, not having any idea how to play the game, and playing it on your own.
Yeah.
Okay, you ain't going to play that game for very long, are you?
Yeah, true.
When it is just us on our own, we have to choose our moments to celebrate. We have to give ourselves a pat on the back.
Yeah.
We have to know what success is on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. And how do we know what that is? Goes back to our goals.
Yeah.
If we're achieving our goals and we're delivering on our plan, then we have those milestones, those little points to go, good job. I was down there with you earlier, and you'd put your latest target on the board. Yeah, it makes you feel good, doesn't it?
It does.
It's only a number.
It was nice. Yeah.
It doesn't actually mean anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you sort of said, well, I could take this off. I don't care. Let's play a game that we can win, because winning is fun. The more we can win on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, the more commitment we'll give to our business, the more commitment and the better will come out of us. If we're constantly losing the game, or playing the game to survive, the motivation goes very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So for this person, what I would suggest is go back to here. What's important? What are our goals? And then celebrate when we achieve them. What's my game for this week?
Yeah.
How many people do I need to phone? If I phone 20 people, then I've won.
Yeah.
Not what result I get, because I can't control what result I'm going to get from the people. But if I can do my activity, the stuff that I'm in control of, and when I've achieved that, I get a pat on the back, then great.
Yeah.
Buy yourself the Costa coffee or do something. Again, it goes back to that discipline.
Yeah.
The discipline doesn't mean you've always been beaten up. Discipline, you can have the rewards by achieving stuff.
Okay. All right. So the next one, I like to create, but I don't like to ask for payment. It makes me cringe. What if I'm not good enough to charge what I do? And somebody else said I go into panic mode when somebody asks me for a quote.
Right. What is your business?
Yeah.
It's what is the scoring system? What is the game?
I think it's the confidence. I think a lot of people in our industry particularly feel quite bad about asking. I hear it, I couldn't charge that for that. Well, why not? It's because they don't value themselves enough, when in fact they've got the knowledge, they've got the experience, they might have paid for training courses, they paid for equipment and all the rest of it. Yep. And it's that confidence and knowledge that you are providing a good service. It's not the cost of the balloons, for instance, and a bit of helium.
Yeah. Because
if you give that to somebody and ask them to create something that you can create and charge for, they can't do it.
It's just numbers. It's a game. What's
points.
happening there is that they're attaching an emotion to the value that they're providing.
Yeah.
They feel that £500 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it is for some things, but for some things it's not.
And it is to some people, and to other people it's not.
Yeah. It is about the value. Is that the amount of value? And the customer will always tell you what value they're prepared to put towards something.
Yeah.
And if they're prepared to put £1,000 value to it, that will make them feel good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go and buy a nice watch. Do you need a £10,000 watch?
Yeah.
No. You could have a little Timex one for 10 quid somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
But somebody will pay that because that's the value they put on it, and that makes them feel good. So you'd be doing a disservice charging them £10 for it, because they wouldn't value that watch.
Yeah. Kevin, I could talk to you for hours and hours and hours.
I've got no idea how we are for time.
I think Rob will probably tell us we've gone way over,
yeah.
But in summary, from a time management point of view, you've given us some great examples, some great tools. What would be the three main things, would you say, that people should do?
So I would say clarity what the goal is. So that gives you your importance.
Okay.
Yeah. Self-awareness. So be really aware of where your time goes and understand you can't get everything done.
Yeah.
So you've got to prioritize down. Okay. And then the one thing that I think I would sort of add to that is then plan out how you want to spend your time. Okay. So put it into the diary, get some structure of what your perfect week looks like. Now, you'll never achieve your perfect week because there will be distractions and things like that. But the more you can visualize what you want, the more your subconscious brain will actually help you move towards it. And the other thing is, don't think you have to do it on your own. Go and ask somebody for help and sit down and talk about it, because that will be, the biggest help to you.
Kevin, thank you so much. That's it, everybody, for this week. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.